to highlight was like raising interest rates, which is what central banks and the Fed do. It's like their tool of choice for dealing with inflation, but it's totally orthogonal to being able to manage inflation. Like it depends on why inflation was happening, and doing things like Seva is pointing out a very salient point, which I'm literally facing myself. Like as interest rates increase, literally my mortgage is increasing because there are no fixed rate mortgages in New Zealand. Everything's floating rate. So as rates go up, everybody pays more. Like you can't have a fixed rate mortgage for more than like a year or two at a time. So people pay more, but that doesn't mean they're going to buy less bread. It doesn't mean they're going to drive their car less. It doesn't mean they're going to use less electricity, right? So everything that you consume that's not like a vacation basically is going to still be consumed at the same rate. And so you're cratering, you're not doing anything to address inflation that's coming from consumption or from demand, right? And so the interest rate raising tool is just like not well matched to the concerns about it or the reasons why it's being driven up in the first place, inflation that is. So this is all pushing us toward an economic recession. This is increasing unemployment and suppressing worker wages, this process of raising interest rates. And yet it doesn't really address inflation unless you create a recession. But it's like, is that what you want? Who wants that? Oligarchs maybe want that. Average person doesn't want that. So that's the reality that we're being dealt with. And like, so the central banks and the Fed are this like hyper political actor that directly affects most individual people, but somehow they're wildly politically unaccountable. And people's collective ignorance about the Fed and about interest rates and about how central banks works to their advantage, allows them to be unaccountable. So it's like, short of like causing a war, the central banks or the Fed are like one of the most powerful actors that will affect your life directly. And yet like most people go around not even realizing it. So